Hey guys, how you doing? I thought I hit the button a second ago, but I guess I didn't. It's Monday. I sorry, the light over the kitchen table is out, so it's a little bit darker. But then I thought, that might help me today with this video because I was going to talk about Halloween anyway. So Halloween is I think for a lot of people, it's the symbol of a fall, and really, fall has been happening for a month by the time Halloween comes. But it's the first, I guess, major event. There's Columbus Day and stuff, but um, Halloween is also pretty good candy season. In fact, I was going to say. I can grab it here without who wants candy corn? Ooh, candy corn. So yeah, candy corn, Reese's, all that good stuff you love, and it's all like in these giant bags, and you can just we have to be careful because if we get Halloween candy too soon, we are gonna eat it all, and then we'll just have to buy another bag before Halloween anyway. So how many of you guys trick or treated? I think every single person in the world, almost, right? If you didn't, you should do it at least one year. Um, I, you know what, I have two brothers and two sisters, and so my mom would, always get us costumes, or we might use the same costume from the year before if we wanted to do that, and we could still fit into it. But what she would love to do, instead of getting just plastic bags or whatever for our candy, she would make pillowcases. And she was really good at that. She loved it, either like a bag, an actual bag type, or a pillowcase. And with Halloween print, pumpkins or ghosts or whatever. And so we would take that. And generally, when we went out, we had to come back home and empty our bag, and then we could go back out because we just got so much candy. I've spent years. I trick or treated until I was 20. So basically, I spent 20 years. Being different things. I've been a clown before. I've been a witch. I've been a vampire. I would say those were my three top. I can't even remember being anything else. Actually, I'm sure I was. I mean, if I had 1920 Halloweens, I'm sure I was more than three things. But all I could remember being was a witch. Whatever I just. Oh my gosh. The clown or a vampire, yeah. So, oh, that's the washer. Oh, cool. What turned me off to trick or treating was not my age. My sister, and maybe she wasn't even meaning to be. I don't know. I don't know if she just said something, but she made a comment. My birthday is right before Halloween, so I just turned 20, and so she made the comment that she didn't like to wait for me for my chair to catch up to them. Like she didn't want to slow down, and she just didn't want to wait for my chair to have to because I couldn't. Well, okay, maybe I could, but I really didn't feel like I could go on people's grass. I thought that was kind of rude, and I don't like when people go on my grass, and so I have to go down the driveway into the street, go over this way, and then go back up the driveway to the house. So I mean, maybe it did involve a little bit more, but I wouldn't say that was slow, and I wouldn't tell anyone that, especially my own sister. So I just took personal offense to it, and it hurt my feelings and whatever, and so. That was the year I stopped trick or treating. Was I 20 or was I just turned 21? I really, I want to say I just turned 21 actually, because my friend gave me, yeah, we're still dealing with videos when I was 21. She gave me a VHS tape of the 1963 version of Phantom of the Opera. And so that year, I must have been 21, I just turned that age. And so um, my brother offered to stay home with me and we could watch the Phantom of the Opera while everyone else was trick or treating. And my brother really didn't lose anything because he would go when it was later anyway. He had this excellent idea. I guess he did it for years and years, so I guess it was a true thing. Um, he said you get more candy if you go later because people don't want to keep the candy. And so if they have some left over, say 10, 11 o'clock at night, he goes to everyone's houses and gets everyone's leftovers because they don't want it. So he would bring home truck tons of candy. So that's what he did anyway. And so he didn't mind chilling out with me. And then we passed out to the kids who came anyway. And so we had a good time. But after that, I just really didn't ever trick or treat again. Twice since then. So I'm 40 now. And so I'll be 41 this Halloween. So 20 years of not trick or treating, and I have gone twice. Last year was one of them. Jason and I was that cold night? No, it was it 2 years ago. Oh man, I can't. No, I think it was last year because I just bought a new dress, and so I didn't dress up, but I bought a new Halloween dress, and it was really cool and real like nice and long and blue and stuff, and had the net up here, and so we just went around the block and we got some candy from my neighbors. But it still counts as trick or treating, doesn't it? Come on. And one year, a few years ago, again I didn't dress up, but I took Hollywood. This was before we had Chewy, so it must have been at least 8 years ago. Um, I took Hollywood down the block. And actually, there was one of our neighbors who had dog treats because she has dogs too. So I'm sure Hollywood was very happy. And I told him to say trick or treat, but maybe he did. I don't know. So he had fun. He got some snacks too, and I got candy and stuff. We we always go to our friend's house now on Halloween because she cooks all day for this, and she literally like invites all of Midland to come. I mean, friends, family, whoever wants to come can show up. It doesn't matter. I really don't think it matters if she knows the person or not. She's just happy to have, to have people over. And I mean, she cooks all day, and I think she starts the day before, and so she's got plenty of food, and she's cooking while we're there, and it's just like so. And her neighbors show up, people from her job show up, like everyone comes, and we just eat and talk until we have to leave, and then, and some kids go to her house and trick or treat, so we can we can see the costumes and things like that. So it's really cute and really fun to just hang out with some friends. Now, I don't know about your area, your town or state or whatever, but here I guess they've dubbed Halloween like not safe. And I mean, I understand the why they would say that. But to me, I mean, when we were trick or treating, my mom would always go with us. I mean, she loved it anyway, but she would always go with us. And so that's what I grew up with. And now I'm thinking, like, I don't understand when people just send their kids because my mom would have never done that. So now they have this thing called trunk or treat. And basically, they like to do it at churches, but even like churches or the mall or just some public place, they line up, I guess their employees or just the families who put it together. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of cars just all over the parking lot. And you take your kid trick or treating to each car. And they have candy in their trunk and they just give it to you. And so I mean, but to me that's not the same thing. And I understand people want to keep their kids safe and all that stuff. Um, but like I said, my mom went with us, and it was, I mean, so she was aware of what was going on, and she would always check our candy or teach us how to check our candy because back then there was, you wanted to make sure there was no razor blades in it. Unfortunately, that was a thing. No holes that you thought somebody could like put some something into. It really was kind of awful, but so I guess this trunk or treat thing cuts down on all that stuff, and then you know where your kid is. But I just feel like it takes away from the whole experience of trick or treating, and so we don't do that a lot. But then we're starting to notice too, like in the last 4 years, there's been like no kids at our house. I think I can count a total on one hand the kids in 4 years that have come to our house. And that's really sad. So you guys, what are your costumes? Do you have kids of your own, or what do you remember when you were a kid? Um, my little brother, when he was, I want to say he was 2, and this was the funniest thing. We all laughed at him. We shouldn't have because he was 2, and he went trick or treating as a bunch of grapes, a bushel of grapes, or whatever that's called. In which my mom just attached a bunch of purple balloons onto like a shirt or something. I forgot what she had, if she tied them all together or something. He just was wrapped in purple balloons that were blown up. Um, and he was 2, so every time he would get tired, he would just plop on the ground and pop a balloon. He didn't realize, of course, he's a baby, that these balloons would pop if you put pressure on them. And so he would cry. He got scared and he'd cry. And we'd all laugh at him. It was funny. It was, but I mean, it was sad. And now, especially if you guys have listened to watched our video from yesterday that we watched, chapter 2, you know that Jason and I do not get along with balloons. So it actually kind of freaked me out too if my little brother was close enough to me, because there were balloons popping all night next to me. So that was very, very unpleasant. However, when all the balloons on his butt popped and he got too tired, my mom just put him in my lap, and I just drove with my chair, drove him to each house. And I love doing that for kids. I really do. I like if they're good kids, or you could tell them, hey, be careful, be careful. I let them drive my chair. I turn it down, of course, but I do let little kids drive my chair if they are conscientious of what they're doing. So I don't remember if he drove my chair. He probably didn't, being as he was 2 years old. But a friend of ours went one time as a zombie cheerleader. I remember that. But I really can't remember what my siblings were very often. One of my sisters was a witch as well. And we would get the makeup, and I think my mom would do it. And then, of course, you need the baby oil to take it off because it's so, but that was a ritual for Halloween. I don't really know if people have rituals now. I mean, I hope they do, and I hope it's still a thing that people look forward to, but I don't know if they have any rituals now because of the whole scare and then the trunk or treat thing and all this stuff. Another thing, and I don't want you guys to get upset with me. Maybe some people will, but okay. So, I'm a huge fan of church. I love going to church. I think church is important in people's lives. However, they do this trunk or treat thing at church. And I just don't feel like like that's the best setting for Halloween. Maybe they could do it in the mall or something. But a church is very popular down here, at least. I don't know where you live, but it's very popular to do this trunk or treat thing or other Halloween activities and festivities in the church parking lot. And I'm just going, that just kind of sounds weird to me. I don't know, but I don't know. So, um, oh my gosh, Jason and I would used to go to Barnes and Noble and do this poetry reading, and we loved it very much. They don't do it at Barnes and Noble anymore, and so I don't even know if they do it anymore or where they do it. But anyway, one year it was Tuesday nights, and so one year it fell on Halloween, and so I'm gonna try and get Jason to pull up that picture for you guys. He has the Phantom of the Opera mask, where it's the half covering like this. I think it's the other. No, it is this half covering this, and then he's wearing the hat and a nice button down shirt. And I didn't really dress as somebody. I got a pink wig and these really weird like flare like sunglasses that just like. But and I had a pumpkin sweatshirt on. And we went to Barnes and Noble like that. Everyone liked it. And then one time, I was taking college courses, astronomy class, and it was Halloween. So I don't know how I know little kids can get away with doing this. I just thought maybe I just want to do this anyway. So I put I guess vampire makeup on my face and stuff, black lipstick, and then I went to class. It was so funny because I got there before the teacher, so I'm just sitting, not too too long or anything, but got my books on my table. I'm just sitting there chilling until everyone else gets here. Teacher comes, hey Joey, and you had to look like what? What is she like? Hey dude, it's Halloween. Come on. It was fun. It was fun. As I've gotten older, though, Halloween just isn't as important to me as it used to be, and I tell everybody that I feel like now I know there's Halloween. I mean, there's all kinds of awful associations with Halloween and stuff like that. But for us, it was trick or treating and the candy, and so that's what I grew up with. And so now I'm an adult, but I don't have any kids. And so I just feel like it's not that big of a deal. Like if I had kids, I would go all out. I would decorate the house. We'd go get costumes. We'd do all this stuff, go trick or treating. But to me, since we just don't have any kids, it's just like it doesn't. And there's no nieces and nephews to take, and there's no friends' kids to take, and so it's just another day that we get to eat more candy than usual. Yeah, but it's okay because then next time we have Thanksgiving and Christmas to look forward to. So Halloween's just okay, but do you get all the candy corns and we get all the Reese's Pieces and all our favorite candy, and we'll get a bag every year. But like I said, with all the kids not coming to our house, we get to eat that bag. So that's kind of cool too. You guys, let me know what you dressed up as, or what you dress your kids up as, or what some of your traditions or your things that you do or you don't do. Another thing that we did, my mom would make the same dinner every year. She would make spaghetti. It's weird. Spaghetti and like peas. We had spaghetti, peas, and or black eyed peas. I think peas though. And they used to have a Welch's fruit punch soda. And then you can get the Welch's fruit punch juice. It doesn't matter. But the idea was, it's like, okay, the spaghetti was like the witch's something guts or brains or hair. I forgot what by now. It was something, the witch's guts or something. And the peas were the witch's eyes. And then the drink, the red drink was blood, so we kind of play like that and stuff. So that was another tradition that we did. And one more tradition that we did was always our mom would make, she would buy Halloween Ziploc bags, and we would always pack them for the little kids. And so that was cool too. We get a big old, instead of letting them pick from the bag, we would just put, okay, here's one Snickers into each bag, one Reese's, one pack of M&M. Like they have like 5 different candies in one bag, and so we would just pass out the Ziploc bags. And I did that one year with Jason, and he liked it. It was fun. So yeah, what stuff you do and stuff you don't do, and what's the temperature over there where you are? Generally, Halloween is still hot in Midland, Texas. Now, a couple of years, like last year when I wore my dress, of course it had to be in the 50s, right? Because I'm wearing a nice dress. But usually I cannot get away with wearing a sweatshirt. I'll die. Usually it's at least 80s, 90s still. It could be 90s. And then right after Halloween is when the time change and the temperature change and all that stuff. But some years we actually do get a cold Halloween, and that's awesome because it reminds me of when I lived in New York, where the temperature is as it should be. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this about Halloween. I will get that picture up, and then so Jason had to get his blood drawn today, so that's what he's doing right now. Otherwise, I know he would have a lot of Halloween stories, and he might just do one also after he watches mine and stuff. He might do his own Halloween experiences. So we'll see. You guys have a beautiful day. It's overcast today, which is awesome. I hope it rains because we really, really need it. Have a good day. We love you. Bye-bye.